Welcome to the sixth section of this volume, Tips and Tricks. This section will cover a collection of tips and tricks to improve the packaging workflow we've been covering in this volume. We will start by seeing how we can reduce the final package sizes by compressing libraries and binaries using the open source UPX tool, which works in all major platforms. Then, we will see how to pin down all dependencies and their dependencies to specific versions, so multiple npm installs result in the same dependency tree every time. We will also see how to reduce the final package size even more by minifying and concatenating the JavaScript code inside the ASAR archive. And finally, I'll share some tips on how to properly wrap remote web applications in an Electron app with a focus on security.
Welcome to the first video of section number 6, Compressing Binaries and Libraries with UPX. In this video, we will see what UPX is, how to install it, and how to use it to compress binaries in our application to save space. UPX is an open source command line tool that runs in all major operating systems that is able to compress binaries to save space while still allow the end users to run them. The gains you can get with UPX can be quite significant depending on the compression level you choose. However, keep in mind that the higher the compression level you pick, the slower the startup time of the binary will be. For this reason, I only recommend using UPX if saving space on the final package is a very important requisite for your use case, and you exhausted all ways of reducing the amount of code shipped with your app, like removing unnecessary dependencies, minifying code, etc. You can install UPX from most package managers, like Homebrew, apt-get, Chocolate, and more. If you have a different package manager of choice, check if it has UPX available on it. And in the worst case, you can fetch precompiled standalone binaries from GitHub. Before we learn how to compress the binaries of our app with UPX, let's create an installer out of our application by running npm run dist and take notes of the final package size for comparison purposes. In this case, the final package size for the app image target is 48 megabytes, which was created out of a 123 megabyte uncompressed package. You might remember that when we set up electron-builder for the first time, we added various npm scripts in our package.json file. During this volume, we've been using the dist script a lot. However, we also created one called pack, which could be used to pre-package our application, but don't generate an installer out of it yet. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pre-package our app, compress the binaries with UPX, and then point electron-builder to the modified pre-packaged app in order to generate installers. This is a very handy technique that you can use to perform any custom modifications to the packages you create. Let's first run npm run pack. We can inspect the prepackaged directory in our operating system specific directory under dist. UPX is very simple to use. We can pass a number option from 1 to 9 that determines the compression level, and then the path to the binaries we want to compress. There's a small gotcha here that you have to be aware of. Libraries need to be marked as executable for UPX to run. So let's ensure that's the case by running chmod on them. Let's then set the maximum compression level just to see how much size we can save, and compress the main application binary plus all the libraries in the top level of the package. Once that's done, let's manually invoke the build electron-builder binary, which, since electron-builder is installed as a dependency of our app, will be present inside node modules /bin, and pass the prepackaged option, pointing it to the prepackaged directory we generated with npm run pack before. Finally, let's check the resulting package size, which is 45 megabytes generated from a 63 megabyte uncompressed directory. Keep in mind that app images already include compression, which reflects in the apparently small gain we got from the new app image. However, notice that the uncompressed package directory was compressed by 50%, which is a very cool gain. In this video, we saw what UPX is and what it does. We saw how to install the tool in all major operating systems, and we saw a handy technique we will use in the next videos, which is to prepare our applications package with electron-builder, make modifications to it, and then create an installer.